So, when should you give yourself timed challenges? Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Creative Exploration series. This week I wanted to talk about something that has really strongly affected me this past year, which is taking creative sprints like the 2-hour track challenge that I've been doing. Doing a challenge like this, especially on a consistent schedule, can be an incredible eye-opener and really helps hone your workflow and style that longer projects or creative marathons can't really help with. And this is really why I want to differentiate the benefits and drawbacks of both creative sprints and creative marathons. A creative sprint is often a time-limited challenge, either by making a game in a month or creating a song every week, or the NaNoWriMo challenge, which is to write a novel during the month of November. A creative sprint can also limit other things than time as well, such as your tools or your environment. These challenges are often designed to encourage creative growth by forcing you to make things that aren't exactly how you envision them. And I've talked about this a little bit in the past, where it gives you this freedom to say, well, it's not perfect, but I made it within this set of limitations, so it's good enough for now. And I think getting to that point and talking about your projects as not always being perfect is actually really important, and it's a very, very good skill to learn. So sprints are great for hammering out tons and tons of ideas and concepts in a very short period of time. Doing these, you can actually collect a huge stockpile of ideas for later use, and that's what I've been doing with the 2-hour track challenges, because when a new project comes in, I might be able to appropriate one of the songs that I made in the past and haven't really used for anything, and I can actually reuse that into something like a little bit more fully fleshed out. So after the challenge is complete, you have all of these fragments and of ideas that you can fill out into full works or incorporate into other projects as you see fit. So I think it's really important to have that kind of backlog as well, just not only if you need something right away, but also as a source of inspiration. If you just need to think of something new, you can go through that and you have a bunch of weird ideas. Now, conversely, a creative marathon is usually a large project that is mindfully approached and executed. These would be like your full novels or video games. It might even be something a little bit more granular, like a single song, but still approached with your full arsenal of tools and intent. Marathons are traditionally how people work. They have a hook or an idea before or near the start of a project, and then they work on fulfilling that idea. Obviously, the focus of the project can change over time, but usually the project is started with something in mind. Now with a sprint, however, the hook is often discovered later in the process while the project is solidifying still. While you're still making the project, you're kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't, and eventually you kind of find that thing that pulls the listener or reader in. Now, one thing I noticed while doing creative sprints is how they are really great at pinpointing where you have a problem with your creative process. Any bottlenecks in your workflow that need resolving will quickly become apparent. Now, this might be from a technical perspective, like organizing your files, or creative blocks about certain themes, or really even gaps in knowledge about how to do certain things in your project. And, this is important because when every minute of work time is valuable, it's very, very easy to notice when things aren't steadily moving forward. Now, the problem with sprints is that often the final result is a bit rough around the edges. Now, marathons, however, are great at making the project feel just right. And this is because you have way more time to sit down and learn something new while you work, rather than just relying on things that you already know. And learning is an important distinction here. During a sprint, you don't often have time to sit down and learn something new. You're just executing on what you already know. This is one of the biggest drawbacks of solely doing creative sprints, in my opinion. You don't really often improve your craft. You're just kind of doing what you already know how to do and just figuring out how that workflow best flows together. But in the end, a marathon generally produces a higher quality product at the cost of time, extra time. Each method has really their own strengths or weaknesses, and I really genuinely highly recommend using a mixture of these projects throughout your artistic career to sharpen both your ability to work quickly while having extensive knowledge about your craft. So if you can go out and find challenges, there's challenges for every creative process. There's the NaNoWriMo for novels. There's just even writing prompts on Reddit. For video games, there's just tons of game challenges out there. There's the GB Jam, there's Let 'em Dare, there's Game of Month, GAM. Those are all very, very important. And then for music, there's the Song a Week, there's the RPM challenge in February, and there's the NaNoElmo in November, where you write an album during the month of November. All of these are very, very important, and I highly recommend you seek out, at least try it once or twice to see how it works for you. So do you have any thoughts on these two separate project types? I'll be responding to comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Be remarkable.